Welcome everybody. I'm Santosh representing Vedabi Global Services, a specialist in providing support and services in BI and enterprise performance management space. So we provide pre-sale support, health checkup and optimization, installation configuration, upgrade migration, support and maintenance, and end-to-end implementation. So I'll be delivering a webinar on SBS 11.1.2 version and specifically on the security of SBS. So I'll be covering the topics as you can see in the slide. So those are basically related to SBS security modes, the SBS security mechanism, the way it manages the security, that is with the SBS SEC file, and assigning access to particular entities or users in SBS and to control the filters. So we'll go through the first mode of security available for SBS, which is called as EPM system security mode. So in this mode, SBS uses Hyperion Shared Services, which is a centralized security services component of EPM, and it's used for authentication and authorization primarily. So, like SBS, there are several other products available from Oracle EPM, which also utilize shared services for centralized security management purpose. So, likewise, SBS also leverages shared services to have users, groups, and provisioning as a part of the security mechanism. So provisioning to the end users refers to the process of assigning roles and access permissions to the users for certain SBS application. So if whenever we think about security, we will come to the terms like users, groups, roles, etc. So we can say a user is certain end user who is having credentials and a unique username which he will be able to log into the systems, or here we can say SBS, and group will be a particular group name wherein SBS administrator can add different users in the groups as required. So how are they assigned, or how they are provisioned to the product for the system, SBS system usage? So those roles are basically there are two categories of the roles that can be assigned. So one is product specific roles and second one is shared services roles. And for example, here product specific, we can say database manager is a role which is a product specific role. So it will be only available under SBS application or at database level. So we call it as SBS database, also with SBS cube. So that database manager will be able to control the database related provisioning. And second is shared service role, for example project manager. So shared services is a centralized architecture or platform to have different products to run. So here for SBS it will be registered to shared services, and that particular uh, registered product will be uh, called as like shared services as best product. So project manager will be able to assign provisioning on that particular level. And for example, we can see here how it gets registered to shared services. So sbs colon sbs host colon 1 is a format, is how it registered to shared services. So sbs host here is generally the host name of the machine where sbs is being configured. Okay, so when we talk about roles, what are the different kinds of user roles available? As you can see in the slide, there are various user roles available from the EPM system. So these are like project manager, administrator, create or delete application role, service access, application manager, database manager, calc, write, read, filter, and start or stop application. So as I said, project manager is a shared services level role which can create or manage projects within shared services. So this role, a user that is having this role will be able to have authorities of creating and managing projects in shared services. So if we see about administrator, so previously it was supervisor. So administrator would have full access to administrator the server, applications, and databases. So overall it's like a super user here. And about create or delete application, the user will have ability to create and delete applications and database within applications. It includes application manager and database manager permissions for the applications and databases created by these users. And next is like server access. Server access role will avail the access any application or database that has a minimum access permissions other than none. So server access is a kind of role wherein user will be at least able to access the particular SBAS server, and that will be the minimum access he will have. And about application manager, so this is application level role who will have ability to create, delete, or modify databases and application settings within a particular application. So for certain SBAS application manager will be able to handle different provisionings or settings at the application level. And about database manager, its ability to manage databases, artifacts, logs, sessions within the assigned applications. And if we go down here, there are calc, write, read, filter, start and stop. These are very minor level accesses or the lower level accesses in an SBAS application. So those are at application level. So here about filter will cover details about filters, so in upcoming slides. So filter is having ability to access specific data and metadata according to the restriction of filter. Okay, so that was about the EPM system security, and this we can say there is second type of security available within SBAS, that is called as native security mode, and it's also called as standalone SBAS. So we can think like if we do not have shared services in our environment, we can definitely run and work with SBAS even we don't have the shared services in the deployment. So how can we manage that particular SBAS applications and database in that case? So we have SBAS administration services console to do the user management and provisioning, or we can use Maxel. So Maxel is a command line interface to the SBAS application provisioning or various activities that can be done from EAS console. So this mode is independent of shared services, as SBase uses just a OPMN framework to manage all SBase agents in the deployment. So there are same things we already saw in previous slides, like users and groups, application and database settings, server-wide settings, database filters. So these all the artifacts can be managed independently of shared services. So how we can configure SBase in native mode. This is a screenshot from EPM System Configurator 11.122 version. So what you can see are the default values provided from the configurator to configure SBase on particular machine. So 1423 is the agent port that by default SBase runs on. And if we see at the very bottom, there is option as deploy SBase in standalone mode, which needs to be checked for having the native security. And in that case, the SBase SEC file will store the default administrator user for logging into the SBase after we do the configuration. Okay, so as I said, like the admin user will be created in the SEC file. This is a core part or heart of the SBase security, the SBase SEC file, and we can think like how many what are all those things that are get stored in SBase SEC file. So if we are having shared services, some of the data related to security will be in shared services for an SBase application. So we can leverage shared services for having users, groups, passwords, users and group role information for applications. So that is provisioning. And users and groups will be from native directory or can be from external user directory as well. So we can think of like MSAD, which is a industry standard login or authentication directory services which works on LDAP. We can leverage MSAD, Oracle Internet Directory inside shared services. So this can be leveraged to log into SBase as well. And if we think about the SEC file, it is an encrypted file which is unreadable from the user, as it's a security file, and it contains information specific to CalScript access, filter access, application access, application and database properties, substitution variables, and disk volume settings. So these are some artifacts related to SBase or databases for which the user has to run some calculations on the database. They have to restrict some database values and applications properties. So SBase SEC file will store this information related to the application. So how this security file gets managed? So initially, when the SBase server service is about to start, it creates a temporary SEC file for validating the current security file. So by default, there should be sbase.sec file in arbor path and inside the bin folder or directory. So it will compare that particular file with temp SEC file, and after a successful validation, it creates a backup of that file. So that will be written to the same directory as sbase_timestamp. So that will be date time format with BAK extension, restoring the SBase security file. So there are possibilities like sometimes the SEC file gets corrupted. In that case, we have to just restore the backup file to SEC file. So it can be just renamed and we can start the service again, and thus we can restore the security for SBIS. And whenever an SBIS administrator tries different security settings on filters, disk volumes, etc., it may cause slowdown of security related performance in SBIS. So this can be managed, like the fragmentation can be managed from SBIS administrator using a regular defragmentation of the database. So this is a screenshot from a shared services console, wherein we can see different hierarchies of the rules and applications. So if we see at the top of the roles, there is SBIS server that is being registered to the shared services, and ASO, SAMP, demo are the sample applications that come with SBIS deployment. And if we see below, there are certain roles which are which we already saw, which are at shared services level. And if we say for a demo application here, so it's having various roles like calc, write, read, filter. So these are the roles of application manager by default. And if we want to assign some specific roles to a particular user, so we can definitely assign separately as well. If we look at the very bottom here, the server access role is a minimum role that can be assigned to have access to the SBIS server. So that is a shared services role for SBIS product. Okay, so this is about migrating SBIS with native security to the EPM system security or to shared services. So earlier in SBIS, Hyperion did not have a centralized mechanism of managing security. So SBIS only had the SEC file for the security management, and later with the 11 version, now the SBIS product by default comes with shared services, or they recommend to configure with shared services. So if you want to migrate SBIS in native security to shared services, we can definitely achieve it through EAS console. And if we have SBIS and administration services in native security mode, then we can definitely migrate to the EPM system security. And once we convert to the EPM system security mode, you cannot convert back to the native security mode. So how can we achieve this? So if we go to the ES console, you will find externalize user wizard, which will actually externalize all the users groups from native security to the shared services. So the user that will be migrating, that we will use for migration, should have the SBIS administrator equivalent rights. Okay, so this is about security filters which are used to control access to specific cells or to ranges of cells within an SBIS database. And if a certain user is having administrator permissions, he can assign or define any filters to any users or groups. So the permissions which will the security filters will have are, as you can see none, read, write, meta read. So none will be a restrictive access that will avail having no data can be retrieved or updated from the a specific member list. So we can deny a user from having read or write to the data. So in the read permissions, data can be retrieved but not updated for a specific member list. And if we permit a user with write permission, the data can be retrieved as well as can be updated. And about meta read, it's a dimension and member's name that can be retrieved and updated for the corresponding member specification. So we can see like filters, how then they can be implemented as a part of security. So if we can see, there are several number of commands here which can be executed through Maxell or inside EAS console. So we can say like we can create a particular group with the command create or replace group Midwest underscore read. So we can give a name to the filter which can recognize certain permissions for that filter. So here Midwest read, it's something like West region, Middle West region for a particular market dimension, and that those users will have a read access. So this can be a native group in SBAS SBAS or shared services where the users can be added and provisioned. So the next command is like for filters, for creating them. So here it's create or replace filter sample.basic.filter name right on Ohio. So this will create a filter with filter name and which will have write access on Ohio member. About so the next command is like I descendants of a member. So this is like drilling down or specific access to the descendants of Midwest member here. And once that filter has been created, it can be assigned to that particular group as the last command which we can see, like grant filter application name dot database name dot filter name to the group name. So this is how it looks in the EAS console screens. So it just, we have to define the filter name and we can select the access level from the drop down. It should have drop down under the access column here. So this example is about the none access to the account, scenario and version dimensions and all members. So whoever the user is having this particular access will not be able to see the data under these intersections of the members. So if those particular permissions are assigned, the user, if he logins to the add-in or smart view and he tries to retrieve the data, he will be he'll see that particular data retrieval as you can see in the slide. So that particular intersection here, the example is about blocking access to sales or January intersection. So the user has been restricted to the sales member for the month of January. So based upon the retrieval, the quarter one will also will not have access, because here the intersection completely has been blocked from the access. Okay, so thank you for participating in the webinar. We'll look forward to see you again in the upcoming webinar for Vedabi Global Services. Please contact us for any query related to BI or enterprise performance management space. and have a great time.